Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor. The Daily Compliance News for June 14, 2022, the Even for Illinois edition. We have 4 new first-time contributors to the Daily Compliance News. So we begin with our lead story from Crain's Chicago Business, which posits that ComEd revelations about corruption were so stunning, they stunned even the most jade Illinois politician. Not much new information was found in the release of or unsealing of documents from the ComEd probe, but apparently they were so ubiquitous in terms of conversations between the company's ex-CEO and various associates that they stunned even those in Chicago, and I didn't know people in Chicago could be stunned by corruption. Next up, from securitymagazine.com, ABC, or Anti-Bribery Anti-Corruption Compliance Programs, are taking on more responsibility in 2022. Why? Number one, ESG considerations. Number 2, implementing blockchain. And number 3, heightened regulatory frameworks. So if you're a compliance professional, you probably already know you've got more on your plate. This is the same finding that Accenture came to in their compliance report. And I hope you're going to get some more resources as well. Next up, from NRCapital Matters, a really interesting article entitled "America Must Take International Corruption More Seriously." The Wall Street Journal has reported that top-ranking Afghan officials spent millions of dollars on luxury mansions in the United States and abroad to escape violence and strife on Afghanistan. This demonstrates the well-known and rampant corruption of Afghan officials, including the former president, as they looted government funds to finance their residence and lifestyles. So for all of those who thought that Afghan corruption was overblown, well, it turns out it was pretty much spot on. And our final report, also a very interesting article, comes to us from the Catholic World Report, entitled "Humpty Dumpty, the Corruption of Language and the Destruction of Society." And it really talks about the making corruption just part of the everyday language, and that words matter. And by normalizing corruption with routine language, you basically destroy democracy. Sounds a lot like Donald Trump to me. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.